She was not a scientist. She held no medical degree. She never stepped foot inside a laboratory. Yet this one woman, an ordinary immigrant cook, accidentally transformed the future of epidemiology and changed the way modern medicine understands disease itself. Her name was Mary Mallon. Born in Ireland, she crossed the Atlantic seeking a better life in America. New York City in the early 1900s was loud, chaotic, and overflowing with opportunity. For many immigrants, stability was a dream, but Mary found it in cooking. She worked in wealthy households, preparing elegant meals in well-equipped kitchens. To her employers, she was reliable, quiet, and skilled. No one imagined anything unusual about her. Then a pattern emerged. Wherever Mary worked, people became dangerously sick. Families collapsed with fever, abdominal pain, and exhaustion. At first, the outbreaks were dismissed. Doctors blamed contaminated water, spoiled food, poor sanitation, common problems of the era. But this pattern was different. It followed Mary, one household to the next, like a shadow no one could see. This is where Dr. George Soper, a sanitary engineer, stepped into history. At the time, sanitation engineering was a new and critical science, one that fought the invisible enemies lurking in water, food, and air. Soper was assigned to investigate a severe outbreak in the home of a wealthy banker. 6 of 11 people had fallen violently ill. Something or someone was responsible. As Soper traced previous outbreaks, the answer became impossible to ignore. Every trail led to the same cook, Mary Mallon. Soper's conclusion shocked the medical community. Mary carried the deadly Salmonella typhi bacteria, yet she showed no symptoms. She was the first documented asymptomatic carrier of typhoid fever, a concept unheard of at the time. This meant one terrifying thing. A person who felt perfectly healthy could unknowingly spread a deadly disease.
But Mary simply couldn't accept it. She had never been sick a day in her life. How could she possibly be the source? Her disbelief turned to fear when health officials arrived. To Mary, it felt like an attack, an accusation without evidence she could understand. She resisted. She argued. She ran. This made her, in the public eye, even more dangerous.
Authorities eventually captured Mary and isolated her on North Brother Island, a remote quarantine facility in the East River. There she lived alone in a tiny cottage, surrounded by silence, shame, and confusion. Doctors studied her relentlessly. They found she shed the bacteria through food preparation, particularly in dishes she didn't cook over heat, like her famous peach ice cream. Mary had become a symbol, not of evil, but of a scientific truth the world didn't yet understand. After 3 years in quarantine, Mary was released, on one condition: she must never cook again. But cooking was the only skill she had. Jobs were scarce, wages low, and survival difficult. Eventually, Mary went back to kitchens, under another name, and the outbreaks returned. Mary was captured once more and quarantined again, this time for the rest of her life.
Mary Mallon died in 1938 after nearly 3 decades of isolation. But her impact on medicine is enormous. Because of her, we understand asymptomatic transmission, the importance of sanitation, epidemiological tracing, the concept of carrier states in disease, the need for public health education.
Her story influenced modern responses to epidemics and pandemics, from the flu to COVID-19. She did not choose her role in history, but she changed it forever. Sometimes history is shaped not by heroes or villains, but by ordinary people caught in the path of discoveries the world wasn't ready to understand.